Welcome back to Talking EdTech. I'm Jesse Roberts. I'm joined today with Daniel Vanover, Kevin Marcus, and Jason Hicks, and we have two special guests with us today, Miss Marcia Shortt and Miss Amber Boggs. Miss Marcia Shortt is the Director of Elementary Education in Wise County and of Title I and federal programs, and Amber is the Supervisor of federal programs. Ms. Shortt, would you give us a little a little information about your educational background?
Sure, Jesse. This is my 32nd year in education. I started out teaching at Pound High School, 7th and 8th grade, middle school math. Taught there for 13 years. Moved on to J.W. Adams, where I served as assistant principal for 4 years, and then moved up to principal and was principal there for 4 years. From there, I moved up to the high school and served as principal there for 5 years, and this is finishing up my 6th year here at the central office. So that's a combined years of 32.
Now, I was lucky enough to have Miss Shortt as a teacher at Pound High School, and I've known Miss Boggs all my life.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay, well, I also went to Pound High School as a student, and then I began my career at Wise Primary for a year, and then I moved to J.W. Adams. I've taught for 13 years. I taught 1st and 2nd grade, and I worked in the Title I department for a year, and I was the Family Engagement Coordinator. And now I'm working at the central office as the Supervisor of federal programs.
You know, one of the big things we do with these videos, we are talking about educational technology, especially how it's changed over the years. Ms. Shortt, what are some of the big changes that you've seen in educational technology, you know, maybe specifically with Title I and maybe in a broader spectrum?
Well, when I began teaching, actually we were talking about this earlier, I had a chalkboard and I had an O-Apple computer with a 6-inch floppy disk, and no whiteboard, no smartboard, no laptops, no Chromebooks, no iPads. And I was very fortunate and blessed. I thought I had the best technology we had because I had an overhead projector. So that was the big thing at the time, and I used that religiously at Pound High School where I taught. But now we're very fortunate to have all kinds of technology, from iPads to Chromebooks to smartboards to airliners. It's just a variety of things, and we're very blessed to have those things, and we're very happy that we have those for our children to use.
Amber, what have you seen in your tenure?
When I actually started, also, we didn't hardly use anything. I did have a computer, but I did not have a smartboard. I did not have a flex cam. The kids did not. I mean, I don't even remember iPads existing back then. So early in my career, I did get a smartboard, flex cams, things along those lines to use. In the later years, of course, we had iPads for every student in my class. So, I mean, I've just seen great changes happen. I was talking with her this morning. I told her my first year of teaching, I didn't even check my email. I mean, you didn't even know email was really important. You never checked it. And now I can't imagine not checking my email, well, constantly. I mean, it's constantly there because we have to be able to have that feedback with each other. I can't imagine it being the way it was back then.
And I just shared with Amber this morning as we were talking about this. I can remember when I first became a principal, coming to the principals' meetings and getting a folder 2 inches thick, going back to school that night and copying everything, putting a packet together for all the teachers, putting it in their box, and you hardly ever get a note. Now in the teacher's box, everything's always emailed, which makes it so much easier and saves so much time. But as well, when I started, there was not such a thing as email, and we just got notes in our box, and that was it. But I can't imagine surviving now without it, and text messaging, and being able to constantly get in touch with people. It's just huge, the changes that have happened.
Yeah, it's very obvious that the things have changed quite a bit. What are your guys' favorite educational technology or your favorite personal technology? For Shortt, I know you're a technology fan because you like devices, that's for sure. So what's your favorite thing maybe you've seen in the classroom, or the favorite thing that Title I's using, or just your personal favorite?
My personal favorite would have to be an iPhone. Can't live without it. I feel like I'm lost without it, even though sometimes I feel like I wish I didn't have it because you're constantly in touch with people. But I don't really know how I'd survive without it. So my two favorite things personally would be an iPhone and my iPad, which I use every day. As far as the classroom, I think smart tables, the smart boards, all, the Chromebooks, the iPads, all those things that our children are able to use. If I have trouble with my iPhone or my iPad, I get a child to help me with it because they grew up with it and they know what to do. So, but personally, I would think my iPhone and my iPad.
Speaking from the iPhone, I actually had the pleasure of working for Miss Shortt at Pound High School last year. It was open. And one of the good things about Miss Shortt is she always keeps everybody in the loop. She's always, you're always connected. And you'd always get a text from her. I mean, she kept you up to date with everything with one of her many phones.
Amber, how about you? What's your favorite?
I have to go along with that answer, though, and say that my phone is absolutely my favorite. If I need to look up something, I can pull my phone and look it up, as well as the communication side of it. I just think the phone is absolutely the top priority because it can go everywhere with you.
Yeah.
So, and then in the classroom, again, if I was back into mentioning that smart table, we have smart tables in our pre-K program, and they're just absolutely amazing. And then I like just the tablets. Kids love having tablets. We have Hatch tablets in our pre-K. We have iPads in our regular classrooms, a lot of them. And I think those are just really great tools that the teachers are able to use.
Yeah, and go back to those iPhones. We were lucky enough to be invited this week to do a Title I parent meeting down at Coburn Primary. Mm-hmm. And we showed off the abilities of using AR and VR in the classroom. And those kids and parents really enjoyed, the options you can get. You put those goggles on and technically you can go anywhere in the world. So open it up to field trips and different things that we might not necessarily have the opportunity to go and look at the Great Barrier Reef. Those virtual reality goggles, we can be down there and swimming with the sharks. So pretty neat.
And for a lot of our kids, that's the only experience they're going to have with some of that.
Yeah,
so I think it is just absolutely amazing.
You really just see how their eyes open up. You never know how a little spark like that in first, second, third grade is going to bloom from a seed. When they get older, you really don't know.
Another thing that I just thought of is having the YouTube videos available in the classroom. I mean, there would be times that you could teach and teach and teach for an hour to go over a concept or a skill, and sometimes you could just pull up somebody else saying it's something different, and teachers have access to that now, which I didn't have access to. You were just trying to think of another way to go over it or another way to say it, but that's just a wonderful tool for teachers to be able to pull up YouTube videos, and sometimes 10 minutes of that is worth an hour of teaching.
Right.
Well, you're both responsible for a lot of things going on out there in our elementary schools. Those really great things that you'll be able to find to use title money for. What are some of the things that you're most excited about that you put out there?
Well, I would have to say, I'm not saying things we put out there, but I would say the things that I'm most proud of in our elementary and middle schools is the fantastic teachers, administrators, and students that we have. We could not have the programs and we could not have the success we have without the people we have. I think our people are our most important resource. We have top-notch instructional programs. I mean, ranking 4th in the state is something to be very, very proud of. And we could not do that without the staffs we have in our school and the great students that we have and the parental support we have. I think we have a lot of creative, exciting, fun activities going on in our schools. We have a lot of family engagement activities going on. We try to bring families and parents into our schools to be involved in their students' education. But I would think the most exciting thing is just all the teaching and learning that's going on and the fantastic teachers we have.
We say those kind of things all the time. Our position is to show people and help people get technology out there, but it's only going to be as good as that person behind it using it, those teachers. It's not going to replace those good teaching ever, but it is a great tool for them to reach out and get something else out there. As you pointed out with YouTube, sometimes somebody just saying the same thing differently is better than us saying it 10 times.
And I love going into the classrooms and seeing the different learning stations, the independent learning stations, the students being able to work independently, work as small groups. I love seeing the teachers doing the differentiated instruction with the reading and the math. I just think it's just absolutely great because we're really trying to target the kids and really help them in every way. It goes back to just the teachers, the passion. I love music in the classroom. I love the hands-on things going on in the classroom, and those are absolutely my favorite parts.
Well, we're right in the middle of pre-K registration, and we're starting kindergarten registration today, correct? So is there anything that, for any parents that might be watching our video, that you would like them to know as far as what they can prepare for, or some of the things that they might need to bring for pre-K or kindergarten registration, and any information regarding those registrations for them?
Okay, well, thinking about our pre-K, the first thing I would want parents to know is that our pre-K program is absolutely wonderful. All of our teachers just adore the children, and the whole thing with pre-K is about wanting a safe environment for the kids to just grow and develop. And it is, and academically, of course, it's added in there, but it's added in such a fun, creative way that the kids just love going to pre-K. So if you would like to register for pre-K, we would love to have you. And I do encourage everybody to apply. I think it is a wonderful experience. Most kids, years later, my own son included, you know, they're going to say, what was your favorite grade? Pre-K. I mean, a lot of times it comes back to that because we do have educational field trips and they're just constantly learning, and they just really tend to love the pre-K program. If you'd like to register, we would love to have you. So just go to one of your local schools and please bring income verification. And that is not that's not the bottom line. So, don't let that stop you from applying just because you're going to have to provide us with that information. And just come on over and apply. We would love to have your child in our pre-K program.
Amber, is there any information on the county website where they could find that?
They could go to the county website and go to the Title I department, and they'll have some information there. But to actually get the application, you'll need to go to your local school.
And we'll post a link to the Title I at the bottom of this demonstration description.
Okay, that'll be great. Thank you.
And as far as kindergarten registration goes, we're actually starting kindergarten registration today. Some schools have already started, but today's the official date. You can go by the schools anytime. The sooner the better. Just go by one of the primary schools where your child would go, and they'll give you a registration form. They'll supply you with everything you need as far as the physical form. We have to have a Shortt record, and I'll also send that information so that Jesse can put a link on this video. But the sooner the better. If you know your child's going to be going to kindergarten next year, and that helps us plan as far as how many teachers we need at each school. So anytime, I mean, it's not a done deal today. If you can't go until next week, that's fine. Just go by your local elementary or primary school, and they will be glad to help you register your child for kindergarten. If you don't have all the required, Shortt records and physicals and that type of thing when you go register, that's fine. We just need your registration, and the guidance counselors and principals will work with you to get the rest of that in before school starts. So we encourage you to do that sooner rather than later so we can plan for teachers, and we would love to have you all. Kindergarten's a great program. Most of our kids are able to read when they leave kindergarten. That's a foundation that you just can't replace without being there with those other students and with the great teachers that we have.
We sure appreciate you all coming out and letting us interview you and talk about some of the ed tech that you're seeing and in your own personal histories in education. And we appreciate you all tuning in for this video. Again, this is your Talking Ed Tech team, and Ms. Marcia Shortt and Ms. Amber Boggs, and we are signing out. We hope you've enjoyed this video, and we will see you all next time.